Please stop. It's beyond obsessive at this point, as Meghan is still planning her Hollywood reinvention. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the King YouTube channel. Reportedly, Meghan Markle is still fixated on the bright lights of Tinseltown. A source has spoken with Us Weekly on Thursday, saying that Harry and Meghan have been busy with Invictus games recently, but Meghan still hasn't forgotten her Hollywood reinvention. According to this insider, Meghan has a new team around her, and they've been strategizing about what mediums will have the most impact. The 40-something-year-old ex-actress signed with the esteemed entertainment agency WME back in April, and there have been rumors about a big Hollywood comeback for Meghan ever since then. The source went on to say that the former Deal or No Deal model wants whatever she does next to be rooted in giving back and philanthropy, and she's been in talks supposedly with documentary directors and fashion houses. Whoa, okay then. Her upcoming Hollywood reinvention, okay, it's been coming up for about 3 years now, so how far away is it still? WME has not been able to land her a deal in 6 months. I'm afraid, Meghan, you need to give it up. I mean, she just needs to stop. It is beyond obsessive at this point, and she's only making herself look foolish. Meghan is never going to be a powerful person in Hollywood. She's got to give that up. She simply does not have the talent necessary to get her there. When they decided to leave the firm, they became commoners, and they don't have any pull in anything. And as far as the new agency goes, I guess they still are going to tell Meghan what she wants to hear because they know it's going to keep the money coming in for them. I do wish, though, that somebody would be brutally honest with Meghan and let her know she needs to give up that dream. And maybe then she can move on to doing work that's actually meaningful. Another problem is that everybody despises Meghan, so even if she did have talent, I don't think she could be successful in Hollywood at this point. Another question I have is, does she ever spend time with those invisible children? She is such a superficial, shallow person. As far as I can tell, the only thing Meghan could do in Hollywood at this point is do some late-night infomercials for skin and hair care. But anyway, back to the report from Us Weekly. So Meghan has suffered a string of professional embarrassments, reportedly losing out on a 3-year, $20 million contract with Dior back in July. And then Meghan and Harry's failed $20 million contract with Spotify earlier this year is still making headlines. CEO executive Daniel Ek recently admitted that consumers simply were bored with the product that Harry and Meghan delivered. We heard a few months ago that the $100 million production deal Meghan and Harry made with Netflix was on shaky ground, but it appears to have survived for now at least. Meghan and Harry reportedly have bought the rights to produce the film version of Carly Fortune's best-selling book, Meet Me at the Lake. But Meghan, she's not going to be satisfied with just one high-profile production deal. There isn't anything locked in yet, but the most promising thing for everyone seems to be Meghan and Harry highlighting important issues through docu-series and bringing attention and fundraising, according to the source. Well, that's rich. Seems like they've basically have figured out that Meghan and Harry are good for absolutely nothing because somebody's got to pay the bill, and it's never going to be them. They want to portray Meghan and Harry as being exactly like William and Catherine. But the thing is, William and Catherine are incredibly wealthy. They've got billions of dollars to their names, and they actually use that money to create something positive. I also read that Meghan and Harry are planning to head to New York to meet with families who have lost kids to social media. That makes me despise them even more, honestly. We already know the bottom line in everything they get involved in is Meghan's image, so they're just exploiting these poor children for Meghan's Hollywood comeback. How many PR teams has Meghan already gone through? At this point, it has to be in the double digits, I would think. I mean, how many teams does she need to use before she understands that Hollywood doesn't want her? There's nothing she or any team out there could do to fix her reputation. Nobody cares about Meghan, so really she can sign with whomever she wants to. Unfortunately, though, whatever show Meghan ends up on is going to fail because nobody wants to see her. I wonder if Harry has considered getting into acting. I can just picture it. Him taking acting lessons and showing up in some movies. People have accepted a lot of bad behavior from Harry over the years. We thought that it was okay when he fell in love with this evil demon named Meghan. We thought that it was okay when he said they were getting engaged. We thought that everything was okay. And then when they got married, we realized that Meghan's family members weren't there. And that's when we thought, maybe there's a problem here. There were many people who were not so accepting of Meghan even from the start. She was the one behind that Vanity Fair article exposing their relationship. Maybe it was because things weren't moving fast enough for her. It's not public enough, so she had to do something to make it public. When Harry went to his friend's wedding in Jamaica, Meghan showed up unexpectedly. She was stalking him. And clearly, Meghan was pissed that he was talking with somebody else. Obviously, she felt bored, so she just draped herself over him like she was convincing him of something. And then she was incredibly rude to the poor waiter. She wore an overly expensive dress with a peekaboo top for the engagement photo. Meghan also acted so phony in that engagement interview. I mean, the list goes on and on of phony behavior from Meghan. And she brainwashed Harry. She told him all about the racial slurs at Windsor. But even then, some people still wanted to give Meghan another chance. They thought maybe she just wasn't used to British English. But in the Oprah debacle, Meghan and Harry were so derogatory towards Harry's family on that show. And what about the invisible children and their birthday celebrations? I mean, come on. Their ridiculous behavior with the Queen was disgusting. She was so disrespectful towards the lovely Queen. But that mock curtsy she did in their mockumentary, that was a final straw for many of us. And now she's done. Invictus tantrums and accidents, that was also not okay. If there was even the slimmest chance that Meghan might get her picture taken, oh, she was there. Insisting on getting a photo with Kevin Costner like they were friends, oh, come on. In that photo, Meghan Markle looks like a leper. And I'm fine about the way they appear in the frame. They deserve to look hideous. I am glad, though, that it seems like Kevin Costner agrees with the rest of us on what those two are like. I don't think he can stand them either. All right, guys, enough of that. Now time to talk about some of the comments that you left on my video titled Thomas Markle Urges to Stop Begging Ungrateful Meghan. As always, you guys shared some really interesting opinions, so let's go through a few of them now. Okay, first comment from Marine Hill. Thomas Markle needs to face the reality he raised a monster. He indulged, pampered, and never said no to her. In a sad way, both he and her mother are responsible for the way Meghan developed. I don't think he will ever see his daughter again, and as for his supposed grandchildren, Thomas needs to come to terms that he will never meet them either. Thomas Markle should move on, live the rest of his life in peace and dignity. Stop begging his daughter for forgiveness. She doesn't give a damn whether he's dead or alive. In her mind, her father is well past his use-by date. This is a comment that I think would pain Thomas Markle to read, but he probably does need to read it. You are spot on, Maureen. He needs to give it up. He needs to face the fact that his daughter is an evil demon. Is it his fault that she's like that? Probably not, but that's the way things stand. And I agree with you. He just needs to focus on living the rest of his life in peace and dignity. Thanks so much for your comment, Maureen. All right, everybody, that's all the time that we've got now, so I want to say thank you for all the comments. And if you preferred our video today, please don't be afraid to like and share it with anyone else who would enjoy it. Please don't forget to subscribe to our The King YouTube channel to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely evening, and we'll be back to see you tomorrow. Bye. I love you all.